tell you, Washington's got a new bestseller coming out now, and it's called the U.S. Budget 2017. Now you're thinking, why do I want to know this shit, right? Well, you probably don't. You don't want to get in the weeds like everybody else here in Washington is, and they'll blow wind about this thing for months and months and months, and people will be complaining and crying budget cuts and all this kind of stuff every year that this happens when the budget comes out. And that's why it's good to just get a perspective on what's going on, so you could plan your life accordingly. Because so many times we have misinformation in our heads and we make decisions based on it. Oh, there's budget cuts, and everybody talks about that. So you think that's real, but it's just some windbag, complaining about maybe the future. Well, here's some facts you got to look at. Okay, the total U.S. budget. Now here's a graph of the total U.S. budget from 2000. The year 2000. So we got 17 years here. You see, every year it goes up. No matter what administration, no matter who's in power, it just means about how much. Actually, back a few years ago, it was going down a little bit, it kept going up again, okay? So it grows no matter who's in town. So that's what you got to remember. Okay, now look at this set of data here. Look at how much of this budget, okay, the budget now, look at this graph here, and it shows you, look at down the 2017 bottom line here, the estimate for the total budget, $4.1 trillion. I don't know what a trillion is. You don't know what a trillion is. Maybe that's what's going to be nice. If Trump gets in, he'll know what a trillion is. Nobody in town knows what it is, just a lot of money. Okay, so that's what it is. $4.1 trillion. But look how much goes to people, individuals like you and I. This is money that the government takes from taxpayers and gives to individuals. $2.9 trillion. So that's almost $3 trillion from the $4 trillion. 70% of all the money that the federal government is taking in is being washed and given back as clean money to individuals. That's right. So it's coming back in cash. Not projects and things. No, this is cash just laying out for you in cash. This is the cash money. Okay, now here's another chart I put together. How much of that cash money is coming out to every household? Okay, here's a chart for the last 3 years that shows you. Okay, like in 2015, last year, it was an average of $19,813. That's how much they give out in cash to every household, an average, okay? This year, it's going to be $21,012. So it's increase, $200-300 from last year. Next year it's going to increase even more, about $500-700 a piece. So that's $21,736 in cash money as an average to households in the United States, because there's about 134 million households, and they're giving out almost $3 trillion. Okay, that's what it comes to. Now people say, okay, if they're giving money out to people, that's in grants. No. See, that's another thing, a misinformation that people have. Think all government grant, all free money from the government is in grants. No, look at this pie chart I made. This is the amount of free money that goes to individuals. Okay, so this is what's going to be given out just this year, 2016. Okay, this is the $21,000 that's given out. Okay, look at this. Only 17% is in form of grants. 83% is in the form of direct payments. That's why when you're going to the government and you're asking for a grant, you're missing 83% of the money. And that's what we don't realize. So, like a lot of people saying, okay, if you're looking for financial assistance or need help, and somebody says the government is disappearing, man, no. For every family, they're giving out like an extra $400 or $500 this year. And I don't know why, because we're broke, but this is reality. This is what's going on. And people don't know that, and so they won't look, or you won't take an opportunity to do that. And that's why the fat cats are in here. They're buying up this budget. This book, it's a bestseller in town because they know all the fat cats are in town, looking at this budget, pulling it apart. You got $4 trillion going out. So all these people, big corporations, interest groups, that represent these rich folks, they're combing through this. Where's the pennies? So that's why you too. And a lot of this stuff goes to the state level, local level, and things like that. And if you look a little closer at the budget, where we're spending all this money, look at this. This is where most of the money goes. Now, we just said that almost 3 of the $4 trillion is going to individuals. So, look at this chart. Look at the top number there for national defense. That's $600 billion for national defense. Now, 3 trillion or 2.9 trillion is going to individuals. It's human. Social Security, income security, Medicare, health, education and training, veterans benefits, all that kind of stuff, is going. And what's interesting in that chart, if you look down a little more about where the money is going, so when you take the money to individuals, which is almost $3 trillion, you add in defense, that's now $3.5 trillion, and there's only $4 trillion. So that's only $500 billion left for all the rest of the government. So that's like $26 billion. 26% or something like that. Am I right? No, maybe my math is wrong. But it's $500 billion of that money going out. So that's 20% or somewhere like that. That is just running the government. Most of it is defense, which is a very small part, and then it's all this to individuals, almost $3 trillion. So that's the whole thing. You want to know about this? There's a neat website, govinfo.gov. And that's a pretty good website. So govinfo.gov, and you'll see on the front page there the budget. You want to get in the weeds more of this, but don't let any headline stop you from thinking, oh, I need money for this, or I'm hurting for this, or I want to start a business and there's no more money. Everybody says the budget cuts. Nonsense. That's just wind coming out of Washington. The reality is, no matter what happens, more money is given out every year. It's one of our problems, but it happened. It's reality. So don't forget, the government is like 1/3 of everything in our country. So if you want to ignore the government, that's fine, but you're ignoring 1/3. To me, that's sort of like, hey, I want to go from Washington, D.C. to New York. I'm just going to ignore the expressways because I hate them. It'll just take me a lot longer to get there. So like it or not, these are tools in society that are available, if you want to use them. So make sure you know reality. It could help you.